Hello, everyone. I am Crandall Brantley for Buckeyes Daily. Ohio State is going all in for a five-star running back plus a five-star defensive lineman. Has OSU as his top choice. Starting off with defensive lineman, a five-star. Now, according to Athlon Sports, Ohio State is building a major class already, where they're in prime position to land five-star defensive lineman Marcus Fakatou at Southern California. Buckeyes already hold elite commits from five stars David Jacobs and Jameer Brown. But Fakatou has emerged as a top priority for Ohio State, especially on defense. So OSU hosted Fakatou for an unofficial visit back in March 10th, and then he's scheduled for an official visit on May 29th. The other key visits he has are going to be these schools: Texas, June 5th, Oregon, June 12th, Notre Dame, June 15th. OSU has the first official visit. This we said to Rivals about his current standings are very clear. He says this: it's still Ohio State number one, Notre Dame number two, Georgia number three, Texas and Oregon are right there as well. Those are still my top three going to official visits. I know I can still change, and every visit I've taken has been great. It's a key takeaway here. Heading the summer, OSU is at the top spot for Marcus Fakatou in his first visit. So as far as his stats and profile, he's very physically dominating. And so he's 6'7", 275, five-star recruit according to Rivals, number two defensive lineman in the country, number 27 overall player in the country, and reclassified too. So he's playing a year early, and he's this high up in the class. And so last season at Orange Lutheran High School, Fakatou delivered elite production: 17 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, and 8 blocked field goals. So I haven't seen that ever. 8 blocked field goals in a season, not in the NFL, not in college, not in high school. I've never seen that before. So that is a ridiculous stat at itself. It also brings you a unique background. Growing up in Alaska, he played rugby, which scouts credit for physicality and tough play by playing rugby as a youngster. Now, he's supposed to make a final decision this summer after his visits are over. And so, heading into the summer, this is a major recruiting time period like a towel. And for Ohio State, he could be the third five-star piece of this defense potentially. And so, Fakatou, obviously one of the most important pieces to this defense, and Larry Johnson and Ryan Day are in prime position right now as the favorite for Fakatou. And so, like I mentioned before, other visits as well. First is Ohio State, then Texas, Oregon, Georgia, and Notre Dame. So we'll see what can happen Fakatou, but right now, OSU is number one in the favorite. Okay. According to Essentially Sports, Ohio State is going all in for five-star running back David Gabriel Georges, number two running back in the country. And look, this is their approach for him. They brought the entire offensive staff to Tennessee to visit David Gabriel Georges. That is rare for recruiting. But that's how much OSU is showing as him as a priority for this offense. Now, look, during the May evaluation period, OSU made a major statement. So they brought Ryan Day, OC Arthur Smith, running backs coach Carlos Lachlan, tight end coach Keenan Bailey, O-line coach Tyler Bowen, and QB coach Billy Fessler. So QB coach, tight ends coach, O-line coach, all these people are going to visit him to show how he's going to be the main focal point of this offense if he commits to Ohio State. That's a great deal of investment right there. So running backs coach Carlos Lachlan has been leading the charge as far as his recruitment, even recruiting him back in his time period at Oregon. But this is what George said about Carlos Lachlan. He said this: my connection with Coach Lachlan is strong too. He was the very first coach to offer me when he was at Oregon. He recruited me hard early at Oregon, then at Ohio State, and he has shown me he really wants me. Lachlan's his efforts here been consistent, and he even traveled to Canada to visit his family. So that shows a connection and how much that he's going on for this pursuit for David Gabriel Georges. And that's going to play a lot for his family and David Gabriel Georges that he's doing this. So that's maybe the key factor to getting Georges to Ohio State. So for him, he's a very dominant player, 6 foot, 205, 5-star running back, number two running back in the country. And then he's the first Canadian born Max Preps National Player of the Year. So great stat there. And then from Chattanooga, Tennessee, so top two schools, OSU, Tennessee, right now. And this during his time period in high school, he's had over 1,700 yards, over 1,700 yards. Then he had one game where he had 7 touchdowns in a playoff game, seven TDs and 431 on the ground. 431 and 7 TDs. Amazing stat right there. And he has a 4.3 speed, 4.38 speed. So breakaway speed. The comparison is J.K. Dobbins, legend, Ohio State legend, recruit, but also J.K. Dobbins was also a true freshman starter for Ohio State, and then developed and became a legend for Ohio State. Now, some guys say that David Georges, has more breakaway speed and more elite speed downhill running than J.K. Dobbins out of high school. So that's incredible comparison to say that. And so, look, for his recruiting, top two teams, Ohio State and Tennessee. Here's from his visits for the summer. May 29th, Ohio State. June 5th, Tennessee. June 12th, Ole Miss. June 19th, Georgia. So OSU's pitch is clear. He had the full offensive staff to visit him to show he could be the focal point of the offense. And then he had strong early recruitment from Lachlan, even when Lachlan was running backs coach at Oregon. That's very helpful. And then top two programs on the list for Georgia's are OSU and Tennessee, and they had the first visit as well. So Ohio State is right there to get two 5-star talents, Marcus Fakatou and David Gabriel Georges. We'll see if they can close out and get them to commit.